This big main event exclusively here on Power Pro will be Barry Windham, the Western States Heritage Champion, putting his title on the line against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And you notice Terry Taylor has joined Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I'm sure Taylor will stay at ringside during this contest. This tremendous match brought to you exclusively here on Power Pro Wrestling should be a great one because, as we all know, Barry Windham has signed a contract with Commissioner John Ayers to challenge Steve Dr. Death Williams. There's the bell. Windham has signed a contract to wrestle Steve Dr. Death Williams on Thanksgiving in Chicago at Starrcade 87. And the reason for that, quite obviously, is that Windham, being the Western States champion, is the #1 contender for Dr. Death's Heavyweight Championship. And that man, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, would like nothing better than to upset the plans of not only Commissioner John Ayers, but Barry Windham as well by scoring an upset victory here. And he would have the opportunity at Starrcade 87. Windham, great arm drag. Windham, 6'6", 255 pounds from Sweetwater, Texas. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert at 225. From Tennessee. Actually, hometown is in Tennessee. He says he's from every girl's dream. Collar and elbow tie up. Side headlock by Barry Windham, taking Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert over. Referee Tommy Young assigned this very important contest here on Power Pro Wrestling. Action really heating up nationwide as the stars of the UWF and the NWA preparing for Starrcade 87 and all the great events leading up to Starrcade. Scoop slam by Windham, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is on the defensive, and he is going outside right around our vantage point here to converse with Terry Taylor. There you see the president and the vice president of the First Family. I'm sure that's an important fact that you all want to write down. Barry Windham backing up in the ring to give Gilbert a little room to come back into the squared circle. Gilbert now with a side headlock. Nice move going behind to the hammerlock. Gilbert has, and Windham showing his tremendous knowledge of where he is at all times in the ring. He ran toward the ropes, ducked down, and Gilbert went through the second and third rope. And thus far, Barry Windham has not only controlled this match offensively, he's also controlled the tempo, and I think is frustrating Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert here. Windham at 6'6" has a decided height advantage on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And Windham has perfected the use and the advantage of his leverage, being 6'6". Nice side headlock, and a reversal by Windham into the head scissors. And nothing that Eddie Gilbert has tried thus far has been effective on the Western States Heritage Champion. This match has a great deal of repercussions, I think, or could have a great deal of repercussions, inasmuch as it's the biggest match for the First Family. Since Gilbert formed his wrestling First Family, this is the biggest television match to date. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert being punished with that head scissors, and Windham with those long legs, and he's a strong young man, as I mentioned, from Sweetwater, Texas. Nice reversal into the hammerlock, and Windham seems to be pointing toward the upper portion of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert's torso. You can hear Eddie Gilbert. He certainly does not like what's happening to him at this point in time. If Gilbert can win this match, he would elevate automatically to the #1 contender slot for Steve Dr. Death Williams' UWF Heavyweight Championship. And he would wrestle Dr. Death at Starrcade 87 on Thanksgiving in Chicago. Windham, as I said earlier, it appears that he has selected Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert's arm as his immediate point of attack. Windham twisting the arm. That wrist lock is exerting a lot of pressure. Gilbert fighting back with a right hand and another one, but Windham holds on. Windham's down to his knees. He's back up, but he has not released that wrist lock, and he twists it one more time. Windham working on Gilbert now. Back into the armbar. Windham with a very wide base, utilizing his leverage. And Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert does not like it whatsoever. There's a great look at the determined champion, Barry Windham. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more of this Power Pro main event. Wrestling Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert trying to mount some sort of attack here on the Western States Heritage Champion, Barry Windham. Nice move by Windham into the arm drag, and Windham back into the arm bar. And that left arm of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert has been the object of attention for Barry Windham, and Terry Taylor conversing with referee Tommy Young. And Taylor, who does know the rules, he followed them for years until he decided to join forces with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I don't know how much help he could give Tommy Young, who's a tremendous official, but Barry Windham has got the arm bar on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and he is really exerting some pressure. Come on! Reversal by Barry Windham, back into the arm drag, and Windham back to the arm bar. And it's got to be so frustrating for Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the president of wrestling's first family, and that's his self-proclaimed title. I'm not giving him that handle. This match, if you just joined us, is for the Western States Heritage Championship, and perhaps more importantly, the #1 contender slot for Steve Dr. Death Williams' UWF World Heavyweight Championship. A match has been signed for the #1 contender, who at this point in time is Barry Windham, to wrestle Dr. Death for the UWF World Heavyweight Championship at Starrcade 87, Chi-Town Heat in Chicago on Thanksgiving. Gilbert with a cheap shot and another one, right hand, and the big champion goes down. And Gilbert trying to get a cheap pin here, utilizing the second rope for leverage. Windham retaliates. He's a tremendous scientific wrestler, but he can brawl with the best of them, and he is not intimidated by Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. That is great power slam. Referee Young down, count of 2. And Gilbert narrowly escaped victory there. And once again, Windham utilizing his leverage back to a wide base and exerting downward pressure on the shoulder of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Come on, Eddie. Leave that arm for the hot shot. Come on. Windham hammering away at the chest of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Back into the arm bar, and Gilbert has got to be really feeling it now, and I don't know if his left arm is going to be of any use as we look over the shoulder of Terry Taylor. Starrcade 87, Chi-Town Heat, the greatest wrestling event of all time. We'll be telling you more about it in the upcoming weeks here on Power Pro Wrestling. Great action coming nationwide as Terry Taylor looks on very intently. Windham holds on. Windham showing a great deal of concentration and intensity as he held on to the arm bar. And Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, who is considered by wrestling insiders as one of the greatest tacticians in wrestling, has got to have a great game plan, but thus far he has not had the opportunity to use it. As Gilbert tried to go outside, but Windham brought him right to the floor here. And here comes Terry Taylor. The referee is being detained with Gilbert, and Terry Taylor taking a blatant cheap shot. We knew he was not going to be at ringside just to lend moral support for Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, because I don't know if either of those two men have any moral. Windham just ran face first. Look at Taylor as if he knows anything about cameras and not involved. What a joke. Windham is dazed, and Gilbert, who will seize this moment most assuredly, Windham's head rammed into the table here at ringside. The Western States Championship on the line here on this exclusive Power Pro Wrestling main event. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert not only wants the title and the prestige for the first family, but he wants to be the #1 contender to Dr. Daz. Can Windham get him over? And Gilbert with a right hand. Barry Windham right now is in deep trouble as Terry Taylor, very ecstatic on the outside of the ring. Lateral press and a count of 2. And the big champion from the Lone Star State kicks out, and Gilbert right back on the attack. Gilbert was stinging right. Windham is down, and Gilbert once again lateral press. 1, 2. And you saw the hand coming down for the fatal 3 count. This crowd really getting into it now. Gilbert had just picked up something that was thrown into the ring. And he's rubbing it into the eye of Barry Windham. Referee Tommy Young trying to keep up with not only Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, but Terry Taylor, who has been very distracting at ringside. Well, this one's turning into a tremendous battle. Both men great strategists, tremendous competitors. Both men second-generation wrestlers. Both men former rookies of the year. And the parallels go on and on, except the philosophies of both these men differ a great deal. As Gilbert with the reverse chin lock here. Gilbert has slowed down Barry Windham quite obviously. Referee Tommy Young checking to see if Windham wants to submit. And I have never heard of one instance where Windham has ever given up in a match. As Gilbert uses the ropes once again to his advantage. The referee being blocked out, and you can see why. He's having to look through 2 men. Gilbert, a very strong, compact athlete. He's also one of the most intelligent competitors in the sport today, as Terry Taylor, who not only has been talking to Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, but he's also been using some very discouraging remarks to Barry Windham as well. Once again, you can see Gilbert's foot on the rope. Windham trying to free himself. This crowd sees it. I think everybody here sees it, but the official. He caught him there. Good officiating by Tommy Young, and now Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And once again, the lateral press. Can Windham? Windham kicks out. We had about a 2.5 count there. Into the ropes goes Windham. High elevation. The Western States champion is in deep trouble here. Eddie Gilbert with the elbow. 15 minutes ago. Gilbert with a lateral press. What a matchup. This match for the Western States Heritage Championship. And we'll be back with more of this classic confrontation on Power Pro Wrestling after this timeout. Over the top rope, all the way out to the floor. Referee is counting. Terry Taylor encouraging Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert to go for the kill, to put Barry Windham away, and here comes Gilbert to the outside. Gilbert taking Windham around. Once again, trying to slam his head into the table. Windham blocks it. Right hand to the midsection. Gilbert's head ran into the table. Gilbert may have wished he would have stayed in the ring. Windham now slamming Gilbert on the table. Yeah, you better get worried, Taylor, because this one is going to go right down to the wire, no doubt about it. But Gilbert just threw Windham into the steel post. Both men have physically punished each other to the maximum here. Gilbert rolls back into the ring as Windham right here beside us at ringside. Windham trying to crawl back into the ring. Gilbert with the abdominal stretch here, but Windham reverses it. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert now trying for the final pin right here. Count of 2. I thought Windham had him with a sleeper hold, but Gilbert with a very sound move and strategically a great move to free himself from it, but Windham's fighting right back. Both men exchanging blows. I think Windham's got the best of this situation at this point. What a right hand. What a right hand by Barry Windham. Windham with a scoop slam. Elbow drop to the head. And hot stuff Eddie Gilbert is in trouble. Windham picking him back up. Taylor went off the apron. Great roll up by Barry Windham. Can he hold him? And Gilbert kicked out. Taylor's back up, and he was met with a right hand by Barry Windham. But this may have been the moment. Count of 2, near fall by hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. Taylor tried to interject himself, but he was derailed. Gilbert into the corner, nobody home. Gilbert raking the eyes. Windham goes behind. Great roll up. Barry Windham's he's got him. But Taylor he's taking his shoe off. And it's just hammered Barry Windham. The referee's calling for the bell. That's a disqualification. Taylor has just taken that leather-soled shoe and has hammered Windham right in the face with it. One more time. Windham is being punished now by hot stuff Eddie Gilbert and Terry Taylor. Windham will retain the championship, and we're just about out of time here on Power Pro Wrestling. Terry Taylor has caused a disqualification. What an hour here on Power Pro Wrestling we've seen. Barry Windham is still the champion, the Western States champion. And right here next week on Power Pro Wrestling, what an hour. We'll be coming to you from Kansas City with several tremendous main events. More information on Starrcade 87. Barry Windham with the victory by disqualification. For Power Pro Wrestling, I'm Jim Ross. We'll see you right here next week